welcome to the Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news there was for the week June 19 to June 25, 2009. No movie news once again this week, but in TV news, British actor Caleb Blue has been cast in the role of General Zod for the 9th season of Smallville. Caleb Blue, whose series credits include Showtime's The Tudors and The Secret Diary of a Call Girl and the WB's Related, will take on the role made famous in the movies by Terence Stamp. Remember, Season 9 will premiere in the US on Friday, September 25th. Ain't It Cool News posted a report about a possible movie-length project to conclude the Smallville TV series after Season 9. The claim comes from an untested source who says they saw signage being prepared for a Smallville presentation at next month's San Diego Comic-Con. Here's how the signage was described. On black with crimson red text in the same font lettering that Smallville uses, and a transparent grey Superman S watermark behind the text was Metropolis, Christmas 2010. Then at the bottom is a banner advertising the Smallville presentation with a time, place, which the person couldn't remember. Hoax or truth? We'll find out when the San Diego Comic-Con takes place across July 23rd to July 26th. Voices from Krypton.com posted an audio interview with Cassidy Freeman in which he discusses the evolution of Tess Mercer throughout the 8th season of Smallville, and also how she personally has grown as an actor. You can listen to the Cassidy Freeman audio interview at comicbookmovie.com. Superman homepage reviewer Douglas Trumbull will be one of 4 panelists hosting a Smallville panel at the 2009 Convergence Convention being held in St. Paul, Minnesota. Being held across the 4th of July weekend, the Convergence 2009 convention will take place at the Sheraton Bloomington Hotel. The Smallville panel will take place at 3:30 p.m. on Friday, July 3rd for a full hour. Having been 50 years since the death of actor George Reeves, the LA Times has dug up some newspaper articles from June 1959 in which Reeves' death and the ensuing coroner's report were published. You can read the complete report, which includes newspaper scans, at the LA Times website. DC Comics announced that writer James Robinson and artist Mark Bagley will be the new creative team taking over the Justice League of America title in October. DC Comics The Source blog gave us the first look at the cover for Adventure Comics number 3 with artwork by Francis Manapul. The 7th episode of the From Crisis to Crisis podcast is now online. This week your hosts Michael Bailey and Jeffrey Taylor examine the books that came out with the cover date of May 1987. Superman comic books we reviewed this week included Action Comics Annual number 12, which was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who said, an origin story that's pretty much already been told, and he gave it a 2 out of 5 rating. Supergirl number 42 was reviewed by Jeffrey Bridges, who gave it a 2 out of 5 as well, saying, almost nothing of consequence happens. Michael Bailey reviewed Superman Batman number 61, giving it a 4 out of 5, saying, I was shocked at how good the ending to this story was. Lastly, James Lance looked back to November 1996 and reviewed Superman Adventures number 1, which he gave a rating of 4 out of 5. Superman comic shipping this week from June 24th include Justice League of America number 34, Superman number 689, Superman Tales from the Phantom Zone trade paperback, and JLA Volume 2 Deluxe Edition hardcover. Sony Online Entertainment has posted a new video introducing Brandon Zuen, whose official title is Continuity Designer for the upcoming MMO game DC Universe Online, but who in real-world terms is probably best known as the comic book guy. You can watch the video at the official DC Universe Online website. Brandon also posted an associated message over at the DC Universe Online MySpace page. No release date for DC Universe Online has been announced as yet. Back in April, we reported on a story about Hakeem Bennett, a special ed student at the Nathaniel Green School in Brooklyn, New York, who was selected as the winner of the Find a Hero contest, which will see him included as a character in the upcoming book, The Kid Who Saved Superman. This week, myfoxny.com interviewed young Hakeem and his teacher Mr. Brown about this cool turn of events. Episode 54 of Radio KAL, the monthly podcast of the Superman homepage, is now online to listen to. In this month's Radio KAL show, Neal and I discuss the upcoming Public Enemies DVD, Metallo coming to Smallville Season 9, the 50th anniversary of George Reeves' death, Robinson and Bagley taking over the JLA Comics, Wednesday Comics Superman strip in the USA Today newspaper, the end of Trinity, the main Superman comics, and the 2009 Superman celebration, and a lot more. Also check out The Last Son of Krypton Chapter 54 and Lost Daughter of Krypton Chapter 26 audio dramas from pendantaudio.com. Superman homepage reviewer James Lance continues reviewing story arcs from the 1940 Superman radio series. Check out his review of The Mystery of the Mechanical Monster, in which Clark and Perry face what appears to be a giant robot. Last but by no means least, we're happy to present the next edition of our 2009 Superman Celebration video reports from Metropolis, Illinois. Jamie Kelly and Rhonda Marsden give us reports from Thursday, June 11th, showing the opening ceremony, the Noel Neill statue groundbreaking, and a number of awards presentations, as well as the annual Super Bowl on the first night of the Superman Celebration, where Superman fans gather for a couple of games of 10-pin bowling. Look for more video reports over the next few days. That's all the Superman related news there was for the week June 19th to June 25th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Lucy Lane is Superwoman and now she's dead. Okay, that's an interesting idea. Struggling to find out why it was so abbreviated and what the point of it was to a degree beyond the shock value. I was intrigued by the Superwoman storyline, and like I've said with Steve, I'm actually reading the Supergirl titles for the first time in a long while because of it. But it seemed kind of weird to take Lucy Lane from married with a kid with Ron Trout to kind of a militaristic, super-powered villainess who's now dead. There needs to be an A to B there, and there hasn't been an A to B there yet. I'm hoping that they do get to that point, and there is some kind of explanation other than, oh, she's her father's daughter. But we'll see. It was kind of abrupt and upsetting to a degree, but maybe that's the point. Maybe that will be justified in the story. Not sure. We'll see how it turns out. Bailey Planet is sponsored by Gibbo.